So yeah, preseason game 2 out of 3 is in the books with one more to go, and it's on to the regular season. Um, so yeah, in this game, there are two major things I want to talk about: Kenny Pickett, and of course, how bad our offensive line played last night. Because when I saw all three quarterbacks play in this game last night, you see, Mitch Trubisky looked like garbage. I mean, I've been saying he's garbage for months. I mean, I don't know why people keep trying to deny me of that when it's the truth. And now, yes, the offensive line didn't give him any time, but the fact is, I mean, Trubisky still, he's still making these shitty ass throws that we saw back when he played for the Chicago Bears. And now Mason Rudolph. I mean, to be fair, Mason Rudolph. I mean, he played. He played fine last night. He did have the go ahead slash game winning touchdown pass at the end of the game. But the fact is, I mean, I don't think Mason Rudolph is gonna be on the team for much longer. I think it's a matter of when we trade him or cut him. But as for Kenny Pickett, I know he only played 2 drives in this game, but on that second drive, he led the offense down the field for that touchdown during the 2 minute drill, which was by far our best and by far our cleanest offensive drive. Because, notice how whenever Kenny Pickett is out there, the offense seemingly looks more confident, and they seem to, look a lot better when Kenny Pickett is under center. Because he knows how to elevate those guys that are around him. Mitch Trubisky seemingly hasn't been able to do that. But yeah, and then for all you dumb little casuals who want to sit here and say, oh, but Kenny Pickett went up against the third and fourth stringers. Nope. The thing is, the Jags had most of their first stringers out there for that drive where Pickett led us down the field for that touchdown during the 2 minute drill, with a bit of mix of some second string players. So yeah, can't play the third stringers and fourth stringers card on this one. Now I understand. Look, it is preseason. I get it, but at the same time, just looking at these past couple of weeks of preseason, Kenny Pickett clearly looks like the best quarterback on this team, and he definitely looks like the best rookie quarterback out of the 2022 draft class. And for those of you saying that we should have took Malik Willis, I mean, the fact is, he didn't really look all that good against Baltimore. I mean, yeah, he had a couple of fancy little throws, but other than that, Malik Willis did nothing but run in for a touchdown, because that guy, he was just a mediocre passer. It's just the truth. But yeah, Kenny Pickett, he went 6 for 7, 76 yards, 1 touchdown. The only incompletion was him spiking the ball into the ground to stop the clock. And of course, if we combine both this game and last week's game against the Seahawks, Kenny Pickett is, I believe, 19 for 22, and he passing for 170-something yards, 3 touchdown passes, and he still has yet to turn the ball over, as well as the fact that in these 2 preseason games, Kenny Pickett has thrown 3 touchdown passes and 3 incompletions. So he has as many touchdown passes as incompletions. I mean, if that doesn't show you that he's the best quarterback in this draft class so far, then I don't know what does. But yeah, this game clearly showed that the offense is at its best when Kenny Pickett is out there. They operate the best when Kenny Pickett is out there. It showed. It clear as day showed. And in my opinion, he just might even be the week 1 starter. But now, onto the offensive line. Now, obviously, the offensive line still looks pretty bad. Like James Daniels so far has been underperforming. I mean, the only guy on our offensive line that looks any good at all is Mason Cole, which doesn't even say all that much because he looked bad with the Cardinals, but then he improved to average with the Vikings. Other than that, who on this offensive line has been stepping up as of late? And I think that all goes back to our front office not doing enough to address it in the offseason. All we did was sign 2 guys. That's it. When we should have signed at least 4 or 5, and one of them should have been an offensive tackle because you guys know how I feel about Chuks Okorafor and Dan Moore. I don't like those 2, and I especially don't like. I like pretty much hate Chuks Okorafor because that guy is awful. He's awful. But yeah, but hopefully this offensive line for this year doesn't get Kenny Pickett killed, even though Kenny Pickett, as I said earlier, operates the offensive line best of the 3 quarterbacks we have on the roster. Oh, we do have a 4th in Aladakun, but he's a practice squad guy / 3rd stringer at best. But yeah. So the offensive line still needs work. Kenny Pickett proved that he is seemingly the best quarterback on the roster. And to be quite honest, he definitely gives us our best chances of winning. And that's why he needs to be starting week 1. Not Mitch Trubisky, but Kenny Pickett. And now, now the defense. Look, obviously the run defense is still not that good. They hardly look any better than from what we saw last year when we had our defensive line hurt, except for Cam Hayward. Now, while I could argue that the defense did do a slightly better job stopping the run in this game than they did last week against Seattle, it still doesn't really say a whole lot. However, Larry Ogunjobi, I still think he was a good addition to this defensive line because I think him and Tyson Aluwalu have seemed to be putting together some pretty good chemistry with each other. But hopefully them along with Cam Hayward can stay healthy. However, our linebacking core outside of Miles Jack, like more specifically the inside linebackers, are just awful. The only other guy that's besides Miles Jack, an inside linebacker that's proving to be any sort of worthy depth at all is Mark Robinson. And even there, he's only put up like a few highlights during the preseason, like maybe 2 or 3. That's about it. And now, however, for as suspect as the pass D looked in this game last night, one guy that was all over the ball was Damontae Kazee, and that in my opinion was probably one of our best free agency moves of the offseason. Not only does he provide really good depth at the safety position, but I even think that he's definitely a capable starter. Hell, he once led the league in interceptions back in 2018. Even though he kind of fell off a bit after that, but he still looks like a very good player. And to be honest, I even think he's better than Terrell Edmunds, who we obviously reached for back in 2018 and really hasn't even made much improvement. He looks good covering tight ends here and there, but other than that, I think Terrell Edmunds is garbage. So yeah, I think it's a good thing we signed Damontae Kazee in case we suffer a blow in the secondary. But of course, Cam Sutton. He looked awful last night. He had an interception, but it went right through his hands. He's a pure slot corner. That's pretty much it. Just like how Robert Spillane is a pure goal line linebacker. And he and Devin Bush really didn't look all that great last night, in my opinion. But yeah. And then of course our running backs, so obviously I think Jaylen Warren is definitely gonna not only make the roster, but he's most likely gonna be he's already proven himself as a good backup running back to Najee Harris. But behind him, Benny Snell, garbage. Anthony McFarland, he has speed, but other than that, he's a third string running back at best. He's got speed, but other than that, he's definitely not going to be an every down running back. So that's pretty much all I gotta say for now. So yeah, 2 out of 3 with the preseason games. One more to go against the Lions. Now before I end this video, I want to say with Kenny Pickett, I'm just hoping that we don't handcuff this guy too much and eventually let him do his thing and unleash him completely. Because eventually, we gotta take the handcuffs off of Pickett and take him out of the dink and dunk stage and let him sling it downfield from time to time. And he should definitely be given more reps against the Lions on Sunday evening next week. Because I think he only had like 2 or 3 drives in this one. 2 drives, yeah. So that'll do it. One more preseason game left, and it's on to the real football. There it is. I'm out.